Well, ladies and gentlemen, if Get Woke, Go Broke was a thing, I don't know who would do it better between Target and Bud Light. They have both basically mastered what it means to get woke and go broke, and now we have another example of this. So, ladies and gentlemen, Target has experienced its third, yes, in fact, its third stock downgrade during the entire boycott that they've been experiencing right now. This is the third time, people, that Target has had their stock downgraded. I don't know how people can be out there and try to really convince others that this has nothing to do with the boycott, right? They want to say, oh, it has to do with the shift in the market consumer practice that's going on. Everybody's scared of inflation. Everybody's scared of this, that, and the third. Oh, but Walmart stock is not getting downgraded. All your other retail competitors are experiencing some small losses, but they're not getting downgraded. You got downgraded 3 times, ladies and gentlemen. 3 times. This is the third one. So we're going to get into the article, guys, from Fox Business. But of course, before we do, just consider hitting that like button so you can push us out into the YouTube algorithm, and consider subscribing because we're on our way to 24,000 subscribers. So this one from Fox Business says, Target shares downgraded again on sales concerns. Walmart will gobble up the market share, analyst says. I could not agree more. It says, already near a 3-year low, Target shares have been hit with a series of downgrades as consumer pushback on the retailer's pride merchandise continues. Target's stock value had fallen roughly 3.1% in the last 5 days after plummeting around 18.5% the last month. The retailer's market valuation has tumbled by nearly $15 billion since the controversy began, now sitting at a $59 billion value, down from $74 billion as of Friday. And ladies and gentlemen, this is a live feed of the Target stock right now. It is even worse. It has lost 4.27 for a 3.25% change. That is absolutely insane. If you guys remember in a previous video when it reached about $130, I said I would love to see this get into the 120 area, and lo and behold, here we are. And the funny thing is, Target experienced a slight surge in their stock where they gained like $1 or $2, and those people who bought stock are feeling the ramifications of their decision right now because the stock is down to $126. I just love it, man. This is hilarious. The retailer, which has supported LGBTQ pride for decades, this season offered merchandise that included female swimsuits that have the option to tuck your dicks. Other products were labeled as thoughtfully fit on multiple body types and gender expressions, and a gender-fluid mug and a variety of adult clothing with slogans such as super gay, among other items. Ladies and gentlemen, this is where they messed up. I've said it time and time again in so many videos, and I'll say it once again for this video because there's so many new people finding my channel right now. This is where they messed up. This is what made people realize that this shit has gone too far. These merchandise items have absolutely woken up the normies, and not only that, the fact that they were targeting kids has absolutely made people realize that this shit cannot stand anymore. Now the company's latest snub comes as city analyst Paul lowers the stock to neutral from buy and pits the troubled retailer against rival Walmart, which he says in a note on Friday would begin gobbling up market share. Look at this time frame, ladies and gentlemen. This is the 1-day time frame. Look how bad it went in just 1 day. This thing is absolutely tanking. This is the 5-day mark. Tanking. And let's look at the last month where all of this started. Absolute destruction, ladies and gentlemen. From a peak on May 17th of $160 to getting absolutely nuked. And look at these idiots buying up Target stock right now because it was so cheap by $30 in the hopes that the boycott was going to make things go away. And now look at you. It's actually lower than $131 as we know. It's down to $126.99. This is a mega nuke, ladies and gentlemen, and I love to see it. It says, considering the competitive landscape, we believe Walmart is likely to continue gaining market share, and Target's high exposure to discretionary sales will not serve them well in the current macro backdrop, he said in the note. Now, if you guys look at Walmart stock. Look at Walmart stock. They want to tell you that this has to do with market practice and how people are not shopping at retail stores anymore, and how inflation is scaring people, and all this other stuff, and the cost of goods is going up due to shoplifting. Every excuse in the book they came out with to try to justify why Target is losing their stock so hard. And look at Walmart. Walmart is up almost 1 point from a 0.5% change in just 1 day, ladies and gentlemen. Their stock is at $153.09 a share. It is absolutely incredible to see what is going on and the difference between Walmart and Target. Now, don't get me wrong. Walmart's very woke, okay? Walmart has been doing the same crap that Target has been doing. The only difference is Walmart didn't necessarily aim for the kids with its latest merchandise drop, and they actually shortened their merchandise drop to just a couple of like fixtures in the aisles. They didn't actually give an entire dedicated section for males to tuck their dicks in female swimsuits. You know what I'm saying? Like, Target took it to a whole nother level because some woke idiot at corporate decided it was a great idea, and now they're going to reap the benefits of it. So it says, despite the recent stock pressure, we cannot recommend investors to buy stock given these dynamics and now believe the risk reward is more balanced, but risk is more to the downside near term, he continued. He also highlighted Target's 13.9% drop in store traffic the final week in May as inflationary pressures subdued consumer spending over Memorial Day weekend. I don't buy that. I do not believe that, because if other corporations are experiencing a high rise in sales and overall foot traffic, Target's loss in foot traffic has nothing to do with inflationary pressures. They might want to convince you that is the case, but I do not believe that in the slightest. Of course, inflation is going to hurt people. Of course, inflation is going to shift the market slightly, but to experience that big of a drop, 14% of a drop in store traffic, that is a lot of store traffic loss. And then on top of the fact that you are also experiencing a near almost identical drop in actual value for your market value, and your stock is dropping in almost the same amounts, it starts to make you wonder, is this about inflationary issues or is this about the boycott? Could it be a combination of the two? Probably. It could definitely be a combination of the two. It says on Monday, KeyBank Capital Markets cut the retailer shares to sector weight from overweight as the resumption of student loan payments stipulated by Congress' debt ceiling agreement poses a sizable headwind for discretionary spending for shoppers, which has been elevated discretionary sales mix and younger, college-educated core consumer demographic. Last week, JP Morgan Chase also downgraded Target stock, with analysts citing the possibility of a decline in sales due to consumers pulling back spending amidst persistent inflation. So again, ladies and gentlemen, they're going to try to make this entire thing about inflation, but at the end of the day, Target made a choice, right? Target made a choice that they decided to say, okay, I'm sure they have analysts, right? I'm sure Target has analysts that can basically see inflationary pressures coming, if you want to keep that narrative going, right? So you saw all of this coming. You knew that spending was going to go down. You knew Congress was doing this, that, and the third. And yet you decided that your best course of action to increase sales and to increase your overall store traffic, this is what you thought. You thought that providing places for chicks with dicks to hide their dicks would be the way that you were going to do it. I highly find that to be very sus. Like, I'm just saying, I do not believe this in the slightest. The narrative is being spun to try to push all the blame on inflation and rising costs, but ultimately that is only part of the story, because Target is a very specific conundrum that's happening right now where their stock is dropping rapidly, and yet Walmart for some reason is rising. Why is that? It makes you wonder, ladies and gentlemen. So again, it's very clear that they're going to try to spin the narrative to be something that it's not, and we cannot let that happen. So we need to keep the conversation going, and we will as we continue to report on the losses Target, Bud Light, and other woke companies are experiencing throughout the entire month of corporate gay month. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you did enjoy it, and if you did, consider leaving me a subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video, comment, let me know what you thought, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Hypnotic out.